Hello, everyone, and thank you once again for joining me, Jan Hart, and my wonderful husband, Mr. Chris.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? And we are back. We can do it too.
Elections.
Right? Oh, we're going to elections.
Giving away your vote. So this is what you're able to have a broad view and be able to explain it and express it to someone in a way that makes them listen versus being offended. You can't convince someone of anything if they're offended. But if I'm listening to you, then we can reason with each other.
You're getting much better at that.
Me?
Yeah, you're real good at that. You're getting better. She wasn't good at it, but she's getting better.
Okay, so online we've been talking about, these different political views and so on and so forth. And one of the things that I think that people, I won't say confused because like I said, everybody has their perspective. But I think one of the things where I differ from most people is my understanding of what it means to give your vote away. So you correct me if you feel like I'm wrong. I think we kind of have like a really similar view, so that's kind of hard. But I was very offended when Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you're not a black person. But I was even more offended.
I never got that. I didn't really get that.
Because all black people are Democrats, according to him.
No, we're not. My whole thing is in the position you're in and to say that. And what's going on at the time and that you will say that.
Well, maybe he felt
that's what I didn't get. I didn't get what's going on at the time now or everything else. So not the coronavirus part of it. But the protests and the black people and this and that, but to come out and actually say that, oh, these are basically said, oh, these are my people, but it's not your people.
Do we make him feel like we his people? We keep voting for them time and time again?
When is protesting against your government? Because when you're protesting and you're protesting with your government and everything else, you're not just people act like you're protesting against just Trump did not have anything to do with most of the stuff that's going on. His opinion as president, it depends on the situation. That situation has nothing to do. That's a system. It's a system that was in place that Democrats know about, white Democrats and white Republicans know that's in place. That system is in place. So when you are protesting everything else, you're protesting against, has nothing to do with Trump. You're protesting against your governmental system of how you're being treated.
What do they have to do?
He's in the same line.
The black people, I don't know.
Thank you. That's why he should have thought about the system. That's what I'm saying. Apparently, he's sitting there acting like he don't know what system is in place when you know what system is in place. You know, the Democrats and the Republicans, white Democrats and Republicans run on that same scale. And that is the system that is in place that both of y'all benefit from. Your kids benefit from it. You benefit from it. It's not like y'all not benefiting from it. So
do black people vote majority Democrat?
I can't. That's not the point. It's the point of
that is the point
Biden should know.
Running with.
I would never. Listen, there's
well,
just like Trump should have came up
and vote Democrat.
You know who should have said what he said and said that. Well, then how would Trump? If how would people feel if not Biden but somebody else in the Republican Party said, "Oh, I feel that black people should vote for us too." I'm guaranteed that vote. How you guaranteed that vote?
Trump did. He was like, "Those my black people."
No, that was one person he pulled out.
Well, he let that one person represent
and basically,
all the black
only thing he had to say was that he wanted to say, "Oh, that's my nigga right there." He was used to saying that because he had rappers and all that. Oh yeah. That's my nigga right there because he took pictures. He got a whole wall full of black people. He took pictures with famous people. No, he was pointing at, oh, how my black? And then was when they went and turned the camera, it was one black person. It wasn't a bunch of black people. Or it said, oh, my black people. It was Omarosa. It's not a bunch of black people. It's just one black person.
I can't with him. Look,
I'm not. We're giving away my vote. I just need black people. We need to start figuring out where we can put our vote that's going to be beneficial to black people. Now, if Biden's going to be beneficial, and that rate's going to be, if not even in that aspect, right? Like right now, there's a bigger picture. I understand what people have
this year. You have
going
to vote
on
Democrat.
and everything
This time
else.
it is actually
We have
a
to
real
get
threat.
out of office.
I can't.
We got who you got in the office? We got this crazy person or in the office that we need to get out the office. Period. And once we get somebody else in there, we need to still keep the pressure on them. Keep the pressure on them for what we want. And if they don't do it, we get somebody else. Simple and plain.
Yes. Don't think that just because you're going out there and you're voting for Biden and Kamala that you're voting for change.
God, no.
Because you're not. You're voting against authoritarianism. You're voting against, I don't know what in the dictatorship. I don't know what he have in mind, but I know it's nothing good
here.
We got to do our due diligence because people get mad at me about that. I have to open up debate. But at the end of the day, this time around, I will have to side with most of the folks that, unless you're just, a diehard, I'm not giving away my vote. I don't care how detrimental it is. Then this time around, it is kind of really detrimental because I do get the strange feeling that if he gets in again, he's interested in dictatorship and authoritarianism, and it's gonna be lucky if you get him out of office.
And we can't even let it be close.
So if it's
because
next time around, he came up with some way to stay there.
If it's any kind of situation that's gonna be close, they're gonna have to remove that dude from office.
I won't put it past him.
He's not having it. He's not gonna succeed like other people. He's gonna recount. If the recount take 4 years, you're gonna recount for 4 years. With him sitting in that seat, he's not gonna do anything else. He's not gonna. They already know.
But when it comes to giving away one's vote, it's just the point of being locked into what people tell you your options are. You have numerous options. There's some people who may go. They may vote all the way down Democratic for all of the different Senate seats in the House, and then they'll vote for Kanye for president. Who knows?
That's what we need. We need them seats.
Combination will be.
Them seats are important. We get them seats. It's actually almost more important than the presidency.
But at the end of the day, everything is always up in the air, especially if you don't stay outside and continue to protest even after the election, regardless to who is elected. You still have to stay outside. You can't, let the election be the thing that, stamps change. No, that's not what signifies change. The fact that a new administration came into office. Don't let them convince you of that either. You have to stand and say, no, whatever way I am able to, still stand against systemic racism and systemic injustice. We're going to still stand. If it's just disseminating information online, making things go viral, that's really important. Don't let anyone make you feel as though that's not important. Making stuff go viral is very important. We are the voices that create social issues. So if we silence our own voices by saying, hey, sharing something on social media isn't very important, then we are now silencing what becomes a social issue and what gets put in the forefront of even, broader communities through the media, the mainstream media. A lot of those things come from what, people like you and you say, bing, this goes viral, and then it gets to them. So at the end of the day, just know that your vote is important, and at some point you are going to have to take into account that the independent party is only the losing party because no one is voting for them.
And not only your vote is important, but your protest is even more important. And keep fighting out there and keep protesting or whatever else. But to my kids out there and everything else, keep doing what y'all doing. Keep y'all young political spirits and fire going out there as much as you can, and stay safe.
Definitely. Last but not least, mental health during COVID-19 is so important. We actually have a Holistic Biz Coaching on YouTube, has a 3-part series devoted to COVID-19 as it relates to social work. And we discuss, how changing cultural norms are affecting people's mental health. Sometimes when someone brings a conversation to you and you can't respond to it the way that you really want to, that affects your mental health when you go home and you're following things and you don't have a safe place to, express those things and get feedback. So we, have some videos out there, talking about the ways to handle some of the stressors that are new. They're coming on due to COVID-19 and they're affecting people who usually would, be able to just, shake things off and just keep it running. And now it's like, wait a minute, this is making me really feel uncertain. This is giving me some anxiety, giving me some depression. Let me, address this. But so we just want to take a few moments and we want to touch on contentment versus happiness.
We're talking about what you said, contentment and happiness.
Yes.
That explained to me.
So the thing is that as COVID-19 is causing us to have to think about what comes next, we have to be able to maintain our balance and be able to say, okay, maybe today I cannot have happiness, but I can be content. So the thing is that you want to always recenter yourself. You want to be able to feel what you're feeling. Think about what you're thinking.
Counseling stuff.
It's not social work counseling stuff. This is suggestions. This is a suggestion for how to bring your thoughts back to a peaceful place.
Okay.
We can all do this. We can all do this with or without a counselor.
Okay.
So if you are going through this COVID time right now and you are having some troubles with balance and you're saying to yourself, trying to feel better, trying to be happy or find this joyful place is actually frustrating me and bothering me even more, because the more I set my mind on trying to find my happy place and not being able to find it, the more frustrating the things are to me. So the thing is I'm encouraging you to try to find a content place. Try to find content. Being able to be content in the midst of trouble and circumstances is definitely something that you have to put into play. Like, it has to be put into practice. You have to feel what you're feeling. Think about what you're thinking. It can't just be going through the day and not taking time to notice how you're reacting to your stressors. So the thing is that being able to find contentment and being able to see what it is that, is going on when you're encountering these things is going to be personal for each individual. It's something personalized. So you have to say to yourself, okay, when such and such happens to me, or when I start to feel angry, this is what's going on. My anger looks like this. And you start to apply it. And then as time goes on, you start to realize that, oh, okay, when I'm angry, it looks like this, and it's usually this that's going on, and this is my way to calm from that. And I'm going to be content in spite of not being able to completely fix the problem. I'm going to be content in spite of maybe not being able to have a complete clear picture to tell myself of what's going on in this situation. You still have to be able to tell yourself, you know what, even in this uncertain moment, because I understand that right now, these anxious thoughts that are happening to me are telling me X, Y, and Z. And anytime I'm starting to think about the fact that I don't have all the answers, I start to feel my head feels like I'm having a headache, or, my eyes get pain behind my eyes, or I can't get to sleep because I'm restless, whatever it is for you, this is how it looks. And then you start to tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to be content even though I can't get to sleep right now. Maybe I'll read what has become my favorite go-to book. Maybe you might have a journal. Maybe you might start journaling things where you're writing down how you're feeling in that moment, and you're trying to use that journal as a way to identify what it is that's happening when you're encountering these stressors. And so contentment is the place that you want to be if you can't get to that happy, joyous place. We all want to, feel that Friday night, excitement. Wish we could still go out on a Saturday night, the barbecues, the clubs, the this, the that. But, right now it's kind of hard to find that happiness. They were kind of, as a matter of fact, here, this one you might think about is like when they were talking about the sports, and they were saying how one of the ways that people have always dealt with stressful times, one of their outlets has always been sports. And so that was one of the main pushes for, like, we need to bring back sports because everyone needs sports right now during COVID. Sports are going to help people to de-stress. It helps them, to get out their frustrations. And so the thing is that, you have to find what works for you, like what helps you to de-stress. And it's going to be different for each person. And then you have to figure out, okay, well, now what do I do with all of that? Since I can't go to the club, I can't, go hang out with my friends. We can't go to, our favorite movie. We can't go to any of these things that used to be outlets. We can't go to these places. So now what do I do? And the thing is to be able to say to yourself, you know what? I'm still breathing. And if nothing else, I have another chance to get it right. I have another chance to work on something that has been a goal for a long time, but I didn't have, the ability to have a free space to look into it, to research it, and to chase after it. This is that time, for you. So make it up in your mind what your priority is going to be during this COVID season. Or is this going to be a time where you say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to reinvent myself. I'm going to look into how to start that business. I'm going to look into, how to take that course. I'm going to look into, how it is that I can go into this new season with some new resources, some new coping skills, some new support systems. So once again, we appreciate that you have joined us tonight. We appreciate the fact that you check in with us and listen to our perspective on things. So, we encourage you, try to, put some of these methods into play. Contentment versus happiness. Take a look at how you're feeling. Take a look at what you're thinking in order for you to be able to develop those coping skills and those support systems in order for you to be able to move forward in contentment. Is my vote, wasted? How can I make it where it's not wasted? What is it that I can do to affect change? So once again, thank you so much for joining us here. We look forward to seeing you again on the next vlog. And in the meantime, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit share, and hit the heart. We greatly appreciate you, and you have a wonderful rest of the day.
Peace.
Thank you, everyone, once again for joining us here on whichever social media platform you are watching this. We greatly appreciate you for taking the time to listen to our perspective, especially within the Black community. We do have to figure out how to do our part. What is it that we can do that has nothing to do with the government or any outside entity coming in and helping us to figure it out? When it comes to us having unity and us supporting one another and us figuring out ways to build wealth and build financial, economic stability within our communities, the way that other cultural and racial groups have figured out how to do within their communities. There's nothing wrong with that. And we don't need anyone to usher us into that. We have to do our due diligence, and we have to figure out that way on our own. And there's some great examples of that going on right now. Look at T.I., look at Ice Cube, look at Dr. Claude Anderson. There's many blueprints. Rally behind one and, do your part. Everyone has a part. And then lastly, we definitely want, and that's our hope, that everyone can look into ways to be content. Even if right now you can't have the happiness you want, maybe you can't get out the way you want, do the things you used to do in order to make you feel better. But we are hoping that maybe we broaden your perspective on how it is that you can try to establish your new norm and establish your new coping skills and your new support system. So once again, thank you so much for joining us on whichever social platform you're watching. Please hit subscribe if you are on YouTube. That's Grace. Grace is here. She's still here. She's not leaving. She's not leaving us. So please hit subscribe if you are on YouTube. Please hit the heart button and share this. We greatly appreciate you for watching, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
Peace.
just know, for those who follow me on Instagram, you know I drink my coffee every single day. I go get my coffee from that place with the green siren lady. So we were going to get a donut from somewhere else, right? From the other place, the competitor place. I got my coffee and I was going to go get a donut. And we had to go like through this back way to get back around, right? Because we missed the turn. And boom, there was the hugest. I felt like I was back in New York. It was like the hugest bargain place. I was like, we gotta go in there. That looks so awesome. And sure enough, we got in there. Oh my God.
Huge. Everything in there.
Ooh, huge. I feel all these little tingles down my back just thinking about that place. It was so awesome. I can't wait to go back. Okay, can we clarify the election thing? Can we clarify the election situation when it comes to what it means to give away your vote?
We didn't clarify that?
No, we did not.
We said we was voting for Kanye.
Kanye, Jesus. We can't put that on.
You can't. In the big words and using all your big words and all that other stuff in her big words. And then lose. Yes, she did.
All right.
She lost me like 3 minutes ago.
And one of the things about other racial groups, nothing. I do not see it where. Can you leave my dog? I want her to relax. No, she can't keep going
trying to relax.
She want to go. It started with the sheriff.
And
the
everything
goes. Florida. Wait, okay. So we're rolling into elections. We're rolling into talking about political stuff. Are we there yet? Are we there?
Huh?
Political stuff. We there?
I guess we're there now.
Okay.
Sweetie, I love political stuff.
We'll come in on something for the men.
Okay. I can't chime in on therapy for the men because men are simple. That's it. We don't care about. We keep it simple. It's a burger and a shake for us. We don't go through none of that. They all keep it simple. Mm-hmm. It's just a problem, whatever else. We just say, oh, and we go about our business. Not like that, but it's simple. It's not like it's complicated. That's all we know how to do. And walk off or leave or that's it. We don't do that now. That's how we handle it. So you're going on coping skills and everything else, and I'm listening.